Jay-Z is the only Negro that can have a whole bunch of other Negroes go see him, and he could tell you on stage, the hell with your movement, the hell with victims of police brutality, the hell with your boycotts of Target, the hell with your boycotts of the NFL, the hell with all that. And y'all will cheer him on.
This is the Publisher's Desk with Damon K. Jones, brought to you by Black Westchester Magazine.
Peace and blessings, everybody. This is Damon K. Jones here, and welcome to another edition of the Publisher's Desk, powered by Black Westchester Magazine and blackwestchester.com. The news with the Black point of view. And today, I really want to discuss something, brothers and sisters, about the Jay-Z concert and what he said about Colin Kaepernick. Now, he got on stage and he completely lied about Colin Kaepernick. And it's one thing to make a funky rhyme, but it's another thing to make a funky rhyme that's a complete lie. You know, he ain't shade Kaepernick. He ain't take a shot at Kaepernick. Jay-Z lied in a stadium of, 50,000 people or more? And I'm going to show you, brothers and sisters, exactly how we know. Because by the end of this video, this conversation, I want you to walk away from knowing who was the real sellout. And it's not the guy who lost his career for taking a knee. So here's what happened. So Jay-Z, on his 30th anniversary run at Yankee Stadium, celebrating Reasonable Doubt, and in the middle of his freestyle, he takes direct shot at Kaepernick. He raps that Kaepernick took a check, and he signed a disparagement agreement to get it. Basically saying Kaepernick sold out his silence. But here's the problems, brothers and sisters. TMZ Sports talked to sources directly in knowledge in the circle of Kaepernick's actual 2019 settlement with the NFL. And they say no such clause exists. There is no non-disparagement agreement. Kaepernick has spent years publicly talking about what the league did to him, and he still has been talking about police brutality, bringing awareness of Black men and women who have been unjustly shot at, or killed by police, who signed away his voice, brothers and sisters. That's not even close. So Jay-Z stood in front of thousands of people and turned a rap bar into a big lie.
They digging deep, but nowadays it's embarrassing. They run out of characters, had to bring back up Cap again. Buddy took a check, I ain't even mad at him. But along with that check, gotta sign a non-disparagement. I'm the one they can't control. Y'all better be glad as him.
Well, I know somebody's gonna say that Kaepernick did sign something. There's a confidentiality clause in the settlement. And yes, that is true. But confidentiality and non-disparagement are not the same things, brothers and sisters. And the difference is a whole new ballgame. See, a confidentiality clause means you can't talk about the terms of the deal, the settlement number, right? The evidence that was brought in, and how the deal got resolved. Now that's standard terms in the settlement, because that protects both parties. In the settlement, most people who settle anything ever sign something like it. But here's the difference, and difference matters. A non-disparagement clause is completely different in the law. That means you legally cannot criticize the other party, period, full stop. That's the thing that would actually make Kaepernick's silence means something. And that's what Jay-Z implied. But Jay-Z lied. And that part, TMZ sources say, is not there. So yeah, Kaepernick can't tell you the number on the check or walk through the private evidence. But he was never barred from saying that the NFL blackballed him. He was never barred from continually talking about police brutality and supporting black families, male and female, who were shot at and killed by police. And he's proven that publicly, repeatedly for years. See, that's the distinction, brothers and sisters. He can't discuss the case. That's normal. He can't speak is what Jay-Z said, and only one of those are true. This is a pattern for this Negro. See, Jay-Z stands next to the NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell, the same commissioner overseeing the league that had frozen Kaepernick out of a job, announces Roc Nation partnership with the NFL when black people were boycotting the NFL.
Would I what?
Would you kneel or would you stand?
Okay. I think we passed kneeling.
Yes, we were. And this Negro moves in to get a halftime deal. Then he says, I think we moved past kneeling. I think it's time to get actionable items. For who? Jay-Z? Not actual items for Kaepernick, actual items for yourself. Let that sit in, brothers and sisters, on what this Negro did. Players who were still kneeling didn't take it well, while the guy who used to wear his jersey on Saturday Night Live was now getting paid by the same people, the NFL, when black people were boycotting against it for lives of black men and women who were shot at and killed by police, that families who were still fighting for justice. This Negro, Jay-Z, was making a deal. You know, I just want to say something to make it clear. As someone myself who was out supporting families, victims of police brutality throughout the nation, and especially in New York, to have Colin Kaepernick, at that time one of the baddest quarterbacks, to stand up for families and use his platform, it meant something to a lot of the families that these police officers killed. It meant a huge amount. His jersey, brothers and sisters, was the new dashiki. It was the new Black Power movement for a lot of people, a lot of families who lost loved ones to police violence. Yes, it was more than just about Kaepernick getting his job back. It was about what Kaepernick stood for, that he lost his job for what he stood for, Jay-Z. You don't get that. Yet with all your money and all your success, Jay-Z, you no different than the song that you said. You are still a nigga because you have a nigga mentality when it comes to the suffering of black people and our movements. When you move in to make money and benefit off the companies and institutions that black people are boycotting, that you can't even see that. You can't even understand that to that level because you try to make a deal off people's pain. And you helped the NFL squash that movement with a deal. That's what you did, Jay-Z. And the sad thing about it, you don't have self-accountability for it. And then all these other Negroes that want to follow you. It desensitizes what Kaepernick was talking about, what activists were talking about, what boycotters were talking about. Now the white man knows if they want to destroy a boycott or a movement, just hire Jay-Z. Now check out what Van Lathan said, who was working at TMZ at the time of all this. Check out what he said that Roc Nation was trying to do to Colin Kaepernick.
At least in what happened, at least in this one instance, because I was there. I know for sure, I'm not saying it was Jay-Z. I can't say that Jay-Z did anything. right? But I know for sure, that Roc Nation was seeding negative stories about Colin Kaepernick during the time that he was really in traction with Jay-Z. For sure. This is after the Roc Nation NFL deal has been announced. And give Harvey more credit than just with how he played this. I'll give him credit for the fact that he goes, hey, I just got this information on the phone. I know who was on the other end of the phone. I know who Harvey's Roc Nation contact is, right? I just got this information on the phone. And all of these things about Colin Kaepernick is what I just got told, right? And Harvey comes over to me and he says all of this stuff. And he's like, yeah, did you know that he actually doesn't really want to play? And I looked at Harvey and I said, look, I don't think that we here at TMZ should be getting in the middle of what's going on between Colin Kaepernick and Jay-Z. I think if we run what essentially was a hit piece on Colin Kaepernick, I don't think we have the cultural cachet to do that. Number one, to insert ourselves into the middle of that situation. And also, I think it's choosing a side in something that is literally at the core of a culture, of a Black cultural discussion right now. I don't think we should do it. He went and got back on the phone. And when he came back, there was a different story. And the story that ended up making it to TMZ was that Jay-Z somehow had the inside track on becoming an NFL owner because of his relationship with the NFL. And that ended up being the story. And the reason why that story went up is because it was still a story that kind of explained why he had decided to take the deal with the NFL. It was a story that made it make sense to people. Like, oh my God, maybe Jay-Z, as the owner of a team, can then put Colin on a team. Or maybe moving on from the kneeling situation is worth it because we're going to get a Black owner in the NFL.
Or just have some influence towards
right.
Black culture people within the NFL. I get it.
Right. Full disclosure, I know Colin Kaepernick and Nessa. I do not know Jay-Z or any of the higher-ups at Roc Nation. Right. But the fact that they were people from Roc Nation that were trying to put negative stories about Colin Kaepernick into the ether is true.
Now let's bring it up to 2026. And I already did a video on it, so I'm not going to keep you long on this. Target has been under boycott for over a year, led by Black leadership throughout the nation. Now, you know me, I ain't never agreed with it, but it just proves my point on who this Negro is. And what does Jay-Z do? He cuts an exclusive vinyl deal with Target for the 30th anniversary of Reasonable Doubt. And when Jay-Z finally addressed it on stage, he didn't apologize to y'all Negroes. He didn't apologize to the movement. He didn't explain it. He deflected, accusing his critics of picking and choosing which companies to boycott.
I'm a target. Hey, don't miss that target. No exclusive, they only doing what Apple and Walmart did. You shopping at Amazon or you boycott? You posted on Instagram? That's Meta, boy. Stop it. Y'all know Google owns YouTube. You picking and choosing and politicking as usual.
And here's where we get it confused. See, Jay-Z is not up on stage using his platform to say, hey, listen, we have to empower ourselves to create these type of institutions to be independent so we don't have to depend on Walmart, Target, Amazon, right? YouTube. These distributors of products that we buy. He's not talking about that. What he's saying to the people that y'all Negroes are hypocrites, so I'm going to be the biggest hypocrite and make money because y'all are not organized. So I'm going to capitalize on black leadership and black America not being organized to do for self. I'm going to make millions of dollars off of it. That's what he basically is saying here. Instead of his accountability of his own platform and who he is to push these issues or be the center of an economic turn in black America that we will push to own these type of institutions and pool our money. He's not doing that, y'all. That's not what he's saying. That's not what he's saying. And y'all paid a lot of money to be dissed. How about that? Let me tell you something. Jay-Z is the only Negro that can have a whole bunch of other Negroes go see him, and he could tell you on stage, the hell with your movement, the hell with victims of police brutality, the hell with your boycotts of Target, the hell with your boycotts of the NFL, the hell with all that. And y'all will cheer him on. So he didn't give a damn. And if this guy with the money and leverage to pick literally any retailer in America, he picks the one that black people are boycotting, there's a pattern here, brothers and sisters, with this Negro. See now, that's cultural power that is broken. Brothers and sisters, pay attention. 2 moments, 7 years apart, same exact playbook. Every time black people organize a boycott, a protest, a stand against a powerful institution, this Negro, Jay-Z, finds a business reason to align that institution instead. And then he turns around and makes the criticism the problem instead of the decision that caused the criticism. He wasn't the one who lost a career taking a knee. He wasn't the one who had his settlement picked apart on stage by a billionaire looking for a punchline. Kaepernick gave up his job. And by every account, we actually have, he never gave up his voice. Let me tell you something, brothers and sisters. If there's a sellout in this story, it's not the man that's still unemployed for a protest decades later. It's a man who keeps finding a paycheck on the other side of it. Controversy sells. Jay-Z knows that better than anyone alive. But in the middle of this controversy, he's shown black America who he really is. He's a piece of shit. The question now isn't what he says next. The question now is whether black America is finally going to believe him on who he is. A bunch of Negroes that will make excuses for this. A lot of them have the mindset of Jay-Z. And that's one of the biggest problems with the black community right now, the nigga mindset. And let me say something, brothers and sisters. In the Geneva Bible, the 1599 Geneva Bible, look it up. And it says something that fits where we are today. It says, for the niggard will speak of niggardliness, and his heart will work iniquity to practice hypocrisy and speak error against the Lord, and to make the hungry soul empty, and he will cause the drink of the thirsty to fail. We have to, excuse my French in this section, because it upsets me how As a people, we have fallen to the tricksters and become so nigger-minded that we will pay thousands of dollars to go see another nigger disrespect our struggle. He doesn't give a damn about you. And he made it clear in a rhyme. This is insane. And we have to do better as a people, and we have to be willing to call this nonsense out, no matter what cost of it. I know he might be upset at the criticism, but the criticism is from his own actions. This Negro don't have a self-accountability. And we up here cheering it on. Let me tell you something. I was a Jay-Z fan. But the man, Sean Carter, must be separated from Jay-Z, the artist, the rapper, and the music, because the man, Sean Carter, has shown his lack of integrity and character. You could agree or you could disagree. But I know what I saw, and I know what I heard, and I know what the message that he gave, and I know the lie that he put on Kaepernick. And I saw what he has done to our movements so he can make money. And if you can't see it, that's your damn problem. It ain't mine. So if you agree or disagree, please leave a comment. And excuse my French, I'm not perfect. I'm perfectly imperfect. But sometimes you have to use that language for Negroes to understand. So please like, share, leave a comment. And go to
Black Westchester's New Spring 2026 e-paper is now available, featuring the life and legacy of Bob Law, breaking news, and stories.
And as always, I leave you, be safe, be blessed, and be blacktastic. Peace out.
Black America, political loyalty without results is not power. Sign up and get your free ebook by Damon K. Jones. A seat at the table is not power. Building the table is. This book exposes how political dependence weakened our communities and lays out a blueprint for Black economic, political, and institutional sovereignty. If you're ready to move from symbolism to ownership, this is for you. Download it free today. Follow Damon K. Jones on YouTube and stay connected to empowering conversations that challenge the mind, strengthen the spirit, and uplift the community. Subscribe to Black Westchester YouTube and at Damon Jones on YouTube for powerful content on life, culture, community, faith, politics, health, and truth that makes you think for yourself. If you're serious about political clarity and independent thinking, this is for you. The Political Thought Bundle includes 3 full books, all personally singling. Democrats and Republicans, the Ultimate Gangbangers, breaks down how the two-party system operates like a legalized street war for power. Emotional Politics, Logical Failure exposes how emotion has replaced strategy in Black political engagement. Tolerance is for Cowards lays out a blueprint for extended policing and community-led public safety rooted in outcomes rather than slogans. 3 signed books. One bundle, $60. That's a $75 value, and you're getting signed copies included. This isn't left versus right. It's results versus rhetoric. Go to twosteppublishing.com and secure your signed Political Thought Bundle today. It's going to be blacktastic. For more than a century, Black America built its own economy under segregation, under discrimination, and under conditions most people today cannot imagine. We built businesses, we built banks, we bought land and property, and the forgotten blueprint, Damon K. Jones reveals how Black communities created thriving economic systems from 1800 to 1965 and why that blueprint still matters today. This book challenges the idea that our future depends on politics alone and shows how ownership, family, and enterprise once powered Black prosperity. The blueprint is not lost. We just stopped using it. The Forgotten Blueprint. How Black America built its own economy from 1800 to 1965. On sale now at Two Step Publishing and Amazon. Westchester magazine has been giving our community a voice, reporting the stories others ignore, holding power accountable, and making sure the truth about our communities is told by us. But independent Black media only survives when the community supports it. If you believe in real journalism, community accountability, and keeping Black voices strong in local news, we need your help. Your donation helps us continue covering the stories that matter: politics, education, justice, and economic empowerment right here in Westchester. Support Black media, support Black truth, support Black Westchester magazine. Donate today and help keep Black media alive. Because Black-owned independent media is Blacktastic. Black Westchester magazine presents People Before Politics, the Sunday Rundown, every Sunday at 6 p.m. on YouTube. Join Damon K. Jones, A.J. Woodson, and Larnez Kinsey as they break down the biggest stories in politics, culture, and community from a Black point of view. No spin, no party loyalty, just logic, accountability, and outcomes. If it impacts Black America, we're talking about it. Tap in, subscribe, set your reminder. This Sunday at 6 p.m. is going to be Blacktastic.